Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here, back with another video. Thought it might be fun for this installment to rip into a couple of junk wax packs and see what we pull. One of the things about me as a collector is I have no problem at all stashing unopened product for long periods of time, years, whether that's packs or blasters or boxes. Have a sort of a pack shelf in my hobby room here that I use for rainy days when I get the itch to rip. I'll just grab a pack or two and get to it. So for today's video, we're going to look at a couple of packs of 1992 Upper Deck Baseball. These are the low series packs containing cards 1 through 700. I'm not all that intimately familiar with this set. I do remember opening some of it as a kid. I don't think it's necessarily very iconic or has, some big chase card like the 89 debut set and the Ken Griffey Jr. This one sort of just gets lost behind some of the other Upper Deck releases, but it does have some cool, unique photography, and thought it might be a fun couple packs to tear into. I was 9 years old in the spring and summer of '92, and these would have been out in stores. So I'll just preface this by saying pardon my mistakes if I mispronounce any names or anything of the like, but let's take a look at what we have. Per pack, you get 15 cards, and the chase here were the Ted Williams Heroes inserts, and of course, randomly inserted in these were 2,500 serial numbered autographed Ted Williams cards. So this would make for a pretty epic second video on my YouTube channel if we were to pull one of those, but I think it's unlikely, but let's tear in and see what we have here. All right, so we've got Chris Haney, not familiar with him at all. Mike Mussina, Hall of Famer, pretty cool early career card of Moose there. Kelly Downs, not a player I'm familiar with, but again, really like the imagery. Todd Benzinger, Denny Nagel, tossing the ball. Ozzie Guillen, who, based on my age and who I was a fan of when, I remember him more as a manager of the World Series champion White Sox in the mid-2000s, but cool turning 2 card there. We got Joe Girardi with the Cubs. Scott Lewis of the Twins. Jose Uribe. Next, we have a guy who was a pretty big deal in the late 80s and into the early 90s, Kevin Mitchell. Robin Ventura of the White Sox. And here is one of the famed illustrated team checklist cards that Upper Deck was known for across all sports in the early days. Really like this painting of the Big Hurt in front of Comiskey Park. I sort of miss this type of thing in flagship sets these days. I just think they're cool cards. Next up, we've got Braves card here. Playoff Perfection. Steve Avery talks about his game, or his call-up in June of 1990, being placed into the starting rotation at a young age. It's a unique card. I don't remember that one at all. And it looks like we did pull one of the Ted Williams Heroes inserts. So this is a cool card. As a Red Sox collector, I enjoy these, and this is one of the better images that I can recall from this set. So back in the day, had I pulled this in the summer of '92, this would have gone right into a top loader and into my little shoebox where I housed the most prized cards in my collection. So kind of fun to pull one of those all these years later. And then we finish with Gene Nelson anticlimactically with a dinged corner to boot. So that was the first pack. And since I bothered to take it out, we'll rip the second one here as well. And let's see what we got. Well, we finished with an Oakland pitcher in pack 1, and we start pack 2 with one in Mike Moore. Here's another Red Sox card for me, Kevin Morton. Do not remember him all that much as a fan of the team. Rafael Ramirez, the Astros. Gary Redus, hopefully I pronounced that right. Great pack for me as we have another Red Sox player here, Phil Plantier. I do recall him. And former Red Sox great Bruce Hurst, and depicted here in one of those unique photos that I mentioned at the outset. I wish you saw a little bit more of this type of candid shot in the Topps flagship sets nowadays. It seems like they reserve these type of photos now for the short printed image variations, which I enjoy, but I wish they were part of the standard set. But here's Wally Bachmann of the Phillies, about to charge home, I would say. Harold Reynolds, somebody we've all listened to for countless hours over the years. Dick Schofield. These next two are a little bit stuck together, but we have the kid, Gary Carter, in his less familiar Dodgers uniform. I always think of him as a Met, but a cool tip of the cap card there. Schwan Dunston. Looks like a pretty brutal turning two play there, or maybe just one out, but looks like the guy behind him got it pretty rough and maybe injured. It's a pretty cool photo. Felix Jose. Here's a cool one. Jim Abbott, pictured on the Angels checklist card, similar to the Frank Thomas that we saw in the first pack. Hard not to admire this guy. I mean, absolutely one of the greatest athletes, in my opinion, or more underrated athletes of all time when you think about what he overcame as a person to be able to not only make the majors, but to throw a no-hitter and be incredibly successful. Someone who I idolize and have quite a few cards of in my collection, so it's pretty cool to pull this one. And we end things with Jeremy Hernandez and Eric Plunk of the Yankees. So there you have it. Admittedly, not the most exciting two packs of 1992 Upper Deck, but those are the breaks, and it was enjoyable nonetheless. So thank you for joining me. We'll wrap this one up for now, and I hope to see you back soon with more content. Thanks.